Give my ears the love they need. And here to help us out with that this morning is Ruhi Qasim, registered audiologist. Welcome, Ruhi. And first things first, can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you great. Thanks.
Well, good news is I can hear you too, so I must be doing something right. Our ears
Awesome. That's great.
10 out of 10 right there. Our ears have been sort of the real MVPs during the pandemic. So when you really think about it, they're the ones holding up our masks, but there's been a bit of an impact.
I know.
There's been a bit of an impact on the use of masks for communication. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, so masks are obviously great to help curb the spread of COVID-19, but being that our faces are covered with them, that means people who are hearing impaired or just in general are having a really hard time doing any kind of lip reading, which people really do use to help with communication. But also masks tend to muffle our voices as well, right? So it's become really, really difficult for people to communicate in situations where masks are being worn all the time.
And I know there's a new study that was just brought up that, shows the direct link between hearing loss and cognitive decline. Talk to us about that study.
Yeah, so Dr. Franklin of Johns Hopkins was actually the gentleman who discovered the link of hearing loss and with the risk and dementia. And so if you see on that chart there, it shows that 9% of the chances of getting hearing loss, of cognitive decline is related to hearing loss. And when you go kind of further down, you do see that depression is about 4% and social isolation is 2%, which are both known factors contributing to hearing loss as well. So.
And do different levels of hearing loss increase or decrease your risk of dementia?
Yeah, absolutely. So the more severe your hearing loss is, the more increased chances of you developing dementia. So someone with a mild hearing loss is 2 times more likely. Somebody with a moderate hearing loss, 3 times more likely, and somebody with a severe hearing loss about 5 times more likely. So it is really, really important that we are, getting our hearing checked regularly. The thing, too, is that, the reason, I guess I should say, behind that is that as we lose our hearing due to particularly age-related hearing loss, we do lose our high frequencies first. So it's kind of why men tend to get singled out before women do all the time. But, in those high pitches, we definitely have some of the most important sounds of the English language. So the K, F, S, and TH are the most important sounds of the English language because that's where we get a lot of clarity from, but they're also the sounds that are the most difficult to read on the lips. So when we're put in a difficult listening situation, we tend to use other cues to try and help us hear better, whether you're normal hearing or not normal hearing, right? But if you're having a really hard time hearing what's happening and, you can't pick up certain sounds because of lip reading and things like that, that's when our brain is really trying to use as much energy as it possibly can from wherever it can find it so that you're better able to try and figure out what's being said. The problem is that as this continues to happen over time, that means we're now running out of energy to try and retain information. And when this continues to happen, the neurons in their brain are like, hey, we're not really doing that. So let's not focus on that and focus our energy on where we need it, which is what starts leading to cognitive decline like dementia, Alzheimer's, and stuff like that.
Well, thanks so much for bringing us up to date and for being with us here this morning, Ruhi. We promise that we will, give our ears some love, definitely throughout the pandemic as well, too. So thank you for the friendly reminder.
Absolutely.